You need to hear this if you're invested in the future of global trade. Welcome to Global Facts. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. Global trade flows through the arteries of our oceans, connecting continents and fueling economies. Every day, thousands of ships traverse these vast blue highways, carrying everything from electronics to energy resources, making maritime routes the lifeblood of international commerce. For over a century, the Panama Canal has been the heart of the system, a marvel of engineering that transformed global shipping by linking the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, saving weeks of travel and billions in costs. But today, October 12, 2025, a new challenger emerges on the horizon. A proposed Nicaraguan canal, backed by vast Chinese capital and ambition, aiming to rival Panama's dominance and rewrite the rules of global trade. This isn't just about infrastructure. It's a high-stakes geopolitical contest between the US and China, with Latin America as the battleground. The stakes are enormous, as both superpowers vie for influence over the region's future. The $50 billion Nicaraguan canal would directly challenge a trade route long seen as part of the US sphere of influence, potentially shifting the balance of power in the Americas and beyond. As Panama faces drought, climate change, and shifting port ownership, the idea of a rival canal raises urgent questions. Is Panama's era ending? What does this mean for global trade, and who will control the future of these vital routes? China's investments are redrawing alliances, and the Nicaraguan canal is its boldest move yet, signaling a new chapter in the struggle for economic and strategic supremacy in the region. The dream of a second canal is now a real possibility, threatening to reshape global maritime routes and alter the flow of goods, money, and power across the world. The outcome will ripple far beyond Central America, affecting economies, shipping industries, and power balances worldwide, as nations and corporations adapt to a new reality. The world watches with anticipation as this new era of ambition, water, and power unfolds across the isthmus, setting the stage for a maritime rivalry that could define the century. The dream of a canal through Central America predates the Panama Canal by centuries. Early explorers and empires eyed Nicaragua's lakes and rivers as the ideal shortcut between oceans. In the 1800s, US industrialists nearly chose Nicaragua over Panama, but politics and engineering challenges shifted focus south. The Panama Canal, completed in 1914, became a symbol of American power and regional dominance. Yet Nicaragua's canal dream never died. It lingered as a symbol of sovereignty and economic hope. Today, that old ambition is revived, now with China as its powerful backer. The stage is set for a new rivalry, built on centuries of aspiration and the promise of transformation. The old dream is poised to become a modern reality. The modern Nicaraguan canal story began in 2013, when President Ortega granted a 100-year concession to Chinese tycoon Wang Jing. The plan, a canal 3 times longer than Panama's, built by HK&D, Wang's company. But after Wang's fortune collapsed in the 2015 Chinese stock crash, the project stalled, and HK&D faded away. The idea, however, remained attractive to Beijing. In 2021, Nicaragua cut ties with Taiwan and recognized China, hoping to secure direct investment for the canal. The project shifted from a private venture to a potential pillar of China's regional strategy. In 2024, Nicaragua revoked HK&D's concession, clearing the way for new partners, possibly the Chinese state itself. For China, a new canal means strategic leverage and secure supply chains, embedding its influence in the region's infrastructure. The Nicaraguan canal is now a symbol of China's global ambitions. As Nicaragua's canal dream revives, Panama faces a crisis. The world's attention is shifting to Central America, where the fate of global shipping hangs in the balance. While Nicaragua eyes a new era of opportunity, Panama is grappling with unprecedented challenges that threaten its status as a linchpin of world trade. Severe drought in 2023-2024 slashed water levels in Gatun Lake, forcing the Panama Canal Authority to cut daily ship transits and creating massive shipping backlogs. The canal, which relies on fresh water to operate its locks, suddenly found itself at the mercy of climate extremes, with rainfall at historic lows. The economic fallout was immediate: delays, skyrocketing fees, and global supply chain disruptions. Shipping companies scrambled to reroute vessels, while exporters and importers faced mounting costs and uncertainty. The ripple effects were felt from Asia to the Americas, as goods piled up and delivery times stretched. Meanwhile, A major shift in port ownership unfolded. U.S. giant BlackRock moved to acquire 90% of the Panama Ports Company, previously owned by Hong Kong's C.K. Hutchison. This marked a significant realignment in the region's economic landscape, signaling a new era of competition and influence. The $22.8 billion deal was a U.S. response to concerns over Chinese-linked control at the canal's gates. Washington's move was seen as an effort to secure a strategic foothold and counter Beijing's growing presence in global logistics. Yet, the transition is mired in local disputes over taxes and fees, highlighting the complex mix of politics and finance in the canal zone. Panamanians are divided, with some welcoming foreign investment and others wary of losing national control over a vital asset. Panama now faces mounting pressure, environmental threats, economic uncertainty, and political wrangling. The government is under fire to find solutions, as the canal's troubles threaten jobs, revenue, and the country's global standing. The once invincible canal is fighting on multiple fronts. Its reputation as a reliable artery for world commerce is at stake, and the choices made now will echo for decades. The drought exposed its vulnerability, forcing urgent plans for new water sources. Engineers and policymakers are racing against time to secure the canal's future, exploring everything from new reservoirs to advanced water management technologies. The stage is set for a fierce contest over the future of global trade. As the world watches, the outcome in Panama will shape shipping routes, economic power, and geopolitical alliances for years to come. As Panama struggles, Nicaragua doubles down on its canal ambitions, seeing the project as a path to prosperity and geopolitical relevance. The government touts the canal as a solution to global shipping woes, but the obstacles are immense. Environmentalists warn of ecological disaster, with the route threatening Lake Nicaragua and displacing over 100,000 people, including indigenous communities. International courts have condemned the project's human rights violations, but Nicaragua pushes forward, even withdrawing from the OAS in defiance. The $50 billion price tag looms large, and without a firm Chinese commitment, financing remains uncertain. Many see the canal as a political bargaining chip, a symbol of Nicaragua's pivot to China and leverage against the U.S. For now, the Nicaraguan canal remains a grand but elusive vision. The Panama Canal's security has long been a U.S. priority, vital for both commerce and military mobility. For over a century, the canal has served as a strategic artery, allowing American naval and commercial vessels to move swiftly between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Any threat to its operation is seen as a direct risk to U.S. interests, both economic and military. When Chinese-linked C.K. Hutchison gained control of key Panamanian ports, it fueled Washington's fears of espionage or disruption in a crisis. U.S. officials worried that foreign operators could monitor sensitive shipments or even restrict access during geopolitical tensions. BlackRock's 2025 acquisition was hailed as a strategic win for American interests, signaling a shift in control. Yet despite this change, concerns about security and foreign influence continue to linger beneath the surface. Chinese-made ZPMC cranes, installed in 2023, are equipped with advanced sensors and sophisticated software, potential tools for intelligence gathering or even sabotage. Their presence has raised alarms about the possibility of hidden vulnerabilities. U.S. intelligence reports warn these cranes could transmit sensitive cargo data to China or be remotely disabled, potentially crippling port operations in a time of crisis. The risk of cyber attacks or data leaks is a growing concern. Beyond cranes, Chinese technology is embedded throughout Panama's logistics network, from security cameras to major infrastructure projects. This widespread integration makes it difficult to fully secure the canal's operations. Even with U.S. ownership, the digital and physical footprint of China remains deeply rooted in Panama's ports and logistics systems, complicating efforts to ensure total security. The region's security landscape is now a complex web of influence, technology, and unresolved vulnerabilities, where American and Chinese interests intersect and sometimes collide. The dragon may be out of the ports, but its shadow lingers at the gates, a constant reminder of the challenges that remain. The U.S. faces ongoing challenges in securing this critical choke point, as the balance of power and technology continues to shift in unpredictable ways. The Panama-Nicaragua Canal rivalry isn't just geopolitics, it's about the global economy. The Panama Canal handles 5% of world maritime cargo. Disruptions send shockwaves through supply chains, raising prices worldwide. Recent droughts and global crises have exposed the fragility of these choke points. Rerouting ships adds weeks and nearly $1 million in extra costs per trip. A Nicaraguan canal could offer relief, increasing competition and lowering costs. For Panama, a rival canal threatens billions in revenue and national GDP. For Nicaragua, it promises jobs and investment, but also the risk of debt dependency on China. The BlackRock deal extends U.S. influence to key Mexican ports, aiming to disrupt illicit trade and increase transparency. The economic stakes are high, with both opportunity and risk for the region. The outcome will reshape trade patterns and power dynamics across the Americas. Experts agree, building a Nicaraguan canal is a monumental challenge. Despite years of talk, not a single shovel has broken ground. The $50 billion price tag and lack of transparent financing make the project a risky bet. Engineering hurdles are massive, 3 times the length of Panama, with huge environmental and social costs. Displacement of over 100,000 people and ecological risks deter most investors. Yet, the canal's geopolitical value for China is undeniable. Even the possibility gives Beijing leverage and forces the U.S. to stay engaged in the region. In Panama, the BlackRock deal is a short-term win but doesn't solve water shortages or digital vulnerabilities. Ultimately, shipping companies care about efficiency, not ownership. The real contest is over who can offer the most reliable, cost-effective and secure passage. Global trade stands at a crossroads, defined by the narrow geography of Central America. On one side, the proven but vulnerable Panama Canal. On the other, the ambitious and risky Nicaraguan project, backed by China. This rivalry is about more than business. It's a struggle for resources, influence, and control. A successful Nicaraguan canal could democratize trade or entrench Chinese power. Failure would reaffirm Panama's strategic role. The next moves, in New York, Managua, Beijing, and Washington, will shape the future of global supply chains. The world must weigh the risks and rewards, reinforce the old, or build the new. The tale of 2 canals is a story about our collective future, and which channel will guide us there.